Welcome to the latest This Week's Acca podcast, sponsored by Sky Bet. Acca frees Tom, Jake and Jimmy with you to run through the schedule. Coming up on this episode then, it is treble time as we pick one team from each of the three EFL divisions to make up our Saturday accumulator at a price of 12-1. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to make sure that you never miss an episode. And remember to keep it fun, never bet more you can afford. This podcast is 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly. Last week was yet another bad one. Shock horror. Wrexham.
Imagine my surprise.
Wrexham were the big coupon buster, I think, for absolutely everyone.
What a lovely turn of phrase that is, coupon buster.
We'll just focus on that one team and not the others that let us down.
How many let you down? Completely disassociated myself. I wasn't on it.
4 and I think 5 of them.
No, we did have one winner in there, didn't we? But two losers, one draw. Wrexham with a draw. But I think we looked through the comments and, like Tom said, Wrexham killed quite a lot of Accas, didn't they?
Unlucky. Yeah, comments aren't as ferocious as I was hoping, given the absolute shit show. Did find out, though, there is a betting thread.
Thread. That is thread, not Fred.
Oh, no, I'm on about something else. I'm on about Fred who bets. Yeah, Rupert Bush 9145 got in touch on comments to say, you have a loyal following on this betting thread. We follow your tips over a cliff week in, week out, and you have to... there's a good few of us comment weekly. We win with you and rejoice, and we lose with you and have a laugh about it. A few more winners would be appreciated, though.
Fair enough.
Sunderland Forum, as it turns out, isn't it? So we have to be lovely about Sunderland all the time now.
Well, if you want to segue straight into the Acca,
Yeah, let's get on with it.
because I think Sunderland are a cracking price.
Okay, that's a very nice segue.
Yeah, I didn't plan it like that.
Everyone. Well done.
Yeah, they play at home to Norwich. They're
No one's
17-20. No, only you clapping. I appreciate that, though, bro.
No, I was just going to make a joke. Like, if you're listening on the podcast, no one was actually clapping then. I don't know what that noise was.
What?
Okay. He's being silly.
Everyone knows you were clapping.
Not if you're listening. You just heard this noise.
You probably picked that up on the mics, though.
Oh, right. It don't matter.
Just move on.
You get it, don't
I've got it. I
You
know what's
get
going on.
It's
know what's
a
happening.
sex joke.
Thanks for spelling that out for everybody. Jesus, what are we, children?
Yeah, Sunderland.
I thought this was an Acca podcast. What's going on here?
Sunderland at home to Norwich.
Yeah, let's forget about all the clapping. So cheeky, aren't you? Jesus.
Sunderland at home to Norwich.
So yeah, Sunderland, they have drawn 4 of the last 6 at home, but they've faced tough opponents in that time. Leeds, West Brom, Bristol City, teams that don't lose very often. They've won 6 of 10 at the Stadium of Light. Their expected goals difference per game is very good, plus 0.6. 5th most expected points at home, so they're a very good home team. But this bet more revolves around Norwich. Have got serious problems at the moment. They've got 2 wins in 12, and both of them have come against bottom 6 teams at home. They beat Plymouth 6-1, they beat Luton 4-2. Other than that, they are winless. Away from home, they're struggling big time. 1-2, drawn 4, lost 5. But interestingly, they've only played 2 top half teams away from home, and they've still got a really bad record. And the 2 top half teams are West Brom and Sheffield Wednesday, who I was very surprised to see how crept into the top half. And they drew 1, lost 1 against those in the top half.
Why are we surprised Wednesday in top half?
Because
Danny Roll is the best manager ever to exist.
Stinking the gaff out at Hillsborough. They're in the top half based solely on away wins.
Usually,
You know Wednesday have won.
He always stinks at Hillsborough.
Oh, very good.
Heyo.
Yeah. Anyway,
Your blades.
17-20, I think are a cracking bet for the Acca.
Yeah, no complaints. I think we should put them in.
Okay, I'm not going to add anything else then because I thought Norwich were better than they were in terms of the table until I looked at it the other day. I thought, geez Christ, I wasn't quite aware that.
Are they bad away from home?
Norwich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just read that out, mate.
Sorry, well, as soon as you
Too busy
mentioned
thinking about your
Sunderland,
sex
what sex joke? As soon as you mentioned Sunderland, I just thought, "Oh, Joe Bellingham's really doing well at the minute. I wonder what price he is to score." And then I just thought, might put that in my column.
Okay.
So I just zoned out, but yeah.
So I'll go back over it again for you. So
No.
Don't need it.
I think just put them in.
I don't need it.
I did listen. What I
read it then.
heard,
Read it, look,
what
that's
I
it.
heard was good. And I want them
Your
in.
column's on sportinglife.com today. Today is Thursday. You can read that, Joe Bellingham and everything else. And you can find this week's Acca on here because the first pick of this week's Acca, we're taking Sunderland for a home win over Norwich. We absolutely rattled through the first selection there, and it's because we're eager to get across and record our special for the festive period. But it is quiz of 2024 as well, so that'll take you right up to January the 1st, touching upon all the things, the highs, the lows of the footballing world in 2024. Check that out. That'll be on YouTube at some point over the next few days. So we just want to get this Acca, get a winner, get out of here. Sunderland's first up. Jimmy, where do we want to go next?
Oakwell.
Okay.
And I really like Leyton Orient's price.
Oh my God.
29 to 10, just under 3 to 1. Betfair, that is, as well. So one of your real established bookmakers, really established.
Have you got? Can we find you anywhere else?
One of the greats. One of the greats. I've always admired him.
Throw some spiel out, but it's not going in. Go on. Go on.
What if the spiel's really good? He did this the other day with Crawley.
That
and
is
they got pulled off.
You got to come. You got to have an open mind to everyone's selection.
I do have an open mind.
Throw some spiel out, but it's not going in.
Yeah.
First of all, how dare you?
Anyway, get to the spiel.
Well, Bonzi got a bit of a defensive crisis. Co-captain Mark Roberts is out, as is Josh Earl. He's been a bit of an ever-present, Mr. Consistent, very good player. Them two are out. Barnsley won at Exeter, but Clark said that was the worst performance he's seen them play in a long, long time. And I can't vouch for that because I didn't watch the whole 90. I watched the highlights. But the thing is that with Barnsley is as far back as I can remember, I've not seen them put together a good 90 minutes. And when you're playing well in patches for 60 minutes, 45 minutes, 80 minutes at a push against Rotherham, because after the first 10, 15 minutes they was brilliant. But when you're playing in that inconsistently, you're always going to be vulnerable. And their record at home, 10 games, 2 wins. They've been favourite in 9 of those. I don't know what's going on at Oakwell, but there's some voodoo around that. Couple that with Leyton Orient, they've won 7 of their last 10, half of their last 8 league games. Price-wise, I think this is about a point too big. And if we're not betting on value, what the hell are we even doing here?
I did look at this game because I saw Barnsley were short. Well, evens, and I thought, okay, what's going on here? And then
under evens.
That's when I kind of saw that Leyton Orient's form is better than I thought it was.
Our very own Gab Sutton put a tweet out. He's a long-term admirer of Leyton Orient.
He's also on the quiz of 2024 if you
Lovely little
like him
again.
and someone who actually knows what they're on about.
Well, what he's forgot about the EFL is probably our accumulative knowledge put more than that in it.
Accumulator. He's plugged the
trying to build. Yeah. Anyway, he tweeted 10th of November, and he's been tweeting about Leyton Orient. A quick search of his name and the keyword Leyton Orient on Twitter. He's been tweeting about him long before the 10th of November. But he said, "I reckon Orient could be an outside shot for the playoffs. One of only a handful of teams in League One that have made an impression on me in terms of base performance levels, and they can kick." If they can kick on in the final third, consistency awaits. And I feel like recently they have been doing that.
He also said that on our TikTok channel, I reckon.
Did he?
I think so, yeah.
Another plug?
Oh, maybe you should go and check that one out as well.
Yeah, I like the angle you're coming at, but I don't think I can trust them in an Acca. And the reason is, yes, they're on a good run of form, but just look at the teams that they've played and you tell me if they're any good. So they played Blackpool before they had a little turnaround. MK Dons in whatever the EFL trophy
Blackpool were good when they played them.
Not sure about that.
Blackpool have been good for a long time. They've just been unlucky.
I'm not sure about that. But anyway, Stevenage, Huddersfield, that's the only game they've lost, is actually a decent team in the top 6.
Sort of good.
Yeah. Oldham in the Cup.
Good
Bristol,
team.
Good team.
Yeah, Oldham.
Yeah, National League versus League One. And
No,
they
that's
need a
bollocks
penalty.
that, because Oldham have got the resources of top
That's
end.
fine, but you
League Two
can't
side.
tell me that Oldham are a better team than Barnsley.
You know what? I'm not going to say that, but in a one-off game,
Do it.
I would be siding with Oldham if it was at Oakwell. 100% I would.
Anyway,
100%.
Bristol Rovers shit. Wigan, wow, you just don't know what you're going to get with them.
Box of
Generally
chocolates,
rubbish.
Wigan.
Charlton in the trophy. We don't know if they rested. And then Burton last time out. They've had a very easy schedule, which has helped them get a lot of these positive results. And I think against a Barnsley team that are, yes, they're on a bad run of form. But again, look at who they play. They played Reading with undersellers recently.
Yeah.
Lost at Wrexham. Lost to Birmingham. They beat Rotherham recently. So like their current form is probably dictated by their tougher schedule, and Orient's is dictated
No,
by
but
their
I
schedule.
didn't reference their current form.
I know,
referenced
I know.
what the manager said about the performances
fine.
and their home form that stretches back 3 seasons. I know they've had a tough schedule, but
That's fine, but
and
at
my
the
main
same
point about
time-
Barnsley was they've been favourites 9 times out of 10 games at home. They've won 2.
Yeah,
Is that not worth a stab on a 3-1 shot? We can make it a treble. We can just mix it up a bit because we had one winner last week siding with favourites. It's that stodgy time of the season.
I'll throw you a better away shout than this. All right, Grimsby at Swindon at 2-1 is a better away shout than Leyton Orient at Barnsley. Grimsby have won 6 of the last 7 away games. Swindon are bottom of the league.
He's got his hand up.
I like both.
Oh fuck!
Shall we just put them both in? We're done. Good night.
I did have Grimsby because, as they sing themselves, they always win away.
Yes, they do.
I wasn't sure on Barnsley Leyton Orient because it wasn't going, but then I've just been looking through the recent kind of statistics for Leyton Orient. The 2-0 win over Wigan, if you look at the kind of XG numbers, very convincing. Should have beaten Burton. Very convincing against Bristol Rovers. Okay, they lost to Huddersfield. But some good performances. And again, the Blackpool win, very convincing as well. You go back to 1st of October, they lost at home to Exeter, but 2.42 XG didn't score that day.
Yeah, well, if you speak in XG, I've got the last 8 games across the league, and Barnsley are the second best team across the last 8 games according to expected goals. Leyton Orient are 10th. So Leyton Orient are probably higher than what their league table suggests. They should be a little bit higher, but Barnsley have shown in the last 8 games that I don't think we should be opposing them with a team that are hit and miss and have had an easy schedule. That's the only reason. And yeah, I think you make a case for it. It should go in your column, maybe as a double chance shout or draw no bet or a win both teams to score, something like that. But I think there's better options to build an Acca this week than
Don't
a 3-1
you
in.
dare tell me what to put in my column. How dare you?
All right, mister, I had a 10-1 winner and a 20-1 winner last week.
No one
Jesus.
likes a trumpet, do they? But
I'll trump it for you, mate.
Just going through these kind of numbers and what were home and away. I don't know. I do like it. I just think the price is a bit big.
right,
That's all that just gets me on this. I
it's
just
a big
think
price.
it's a bit...
And I'm just going through the Acca tracker.
And I'll do the cliched I hate the slate anyway, so may as well.
See, I've
Right.
got
For
a
something more
couple of
ambitious.
favourites that I
Hang
quite
on
like
a minute,
as well.
just a sec,
Go on.
because this is all up in the air. This section, it's been a right shit show. If we had Orient and Grimsby, we've got Championship, League One, League Two, treble, massive price.
I don't need any more than that, actually.
It's perfect. You got one from each league, lovely price. You get your stupid Grimsby, I get my Super O's. Everyone can be really,
Super
really
O's
happy.
I really don't
Bro
want
sounds
Orient
like an
in.
American cereal that's got a dangerous number of E numbers in it.
Have you had your Super O's?
um,
Richie Wellens, the ambassador.
yeah, Captain Hat. I've probably got too close to real cereal there and we might get sued.
Maybe.
Grimsby, just tell us about Grimsby.
So Grimsby, they're playing Swindon. Swindon are a team that were obviously fading quite heavily. They're on a tear away from home, 6 of 7 unbeaten. They've beaten bottom side Carlisle, Gillingham, who obviously come off the back of a good win. Salford playing well. Tranmere, Wimbledon in 4th, Morecambe at 23rd. So they played a mix of sides. They play Swindon now in 22nd. The XG data suggests that they're perhaps slightly fortunate to get as many wins, but the game plan seems to be score early and then obviously not so much shut up shop, but kind of allow a bit more pressure, which obviously leads to opposition attempts, increase of expected goals, game state, etc. But interestingly, they've only conceded more big chances in one of the 6-7 away games. So while they may not be creating as much as their opponents, what they are creating is a higher quality. And I think that is, quality over quantity is an interesting way of going about it. And Grimsby have definitely found a lot of joy. And Swindon, they won the last home game against Fleetwood, but before that they were winless in 5. They failed to beat Harrogate, who were rubbish. Lost to both Carlisle and Morecambe, the current bottom 2. So they're a poor home team. Grimsby absolutely flying away. And Swindon just seems to be playing wide open football, which I think will suit Grimsby. 2-1, I think, is a massive price. And we had them... Well, we were going to have them a couple of weeks ago. Can't remember who they played, the last away game that they won.
You should really know that if you bring them to the table.
Well, we agreed on the Acca before we could mention it. It was the one where Storm Dara blew out half the games.
Morecambe probably, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and they were a similar price as they were, and they won 3-0. Absolutely wiped the floor with them. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a similar result.
To round off this section, I would love to have Grimsby in the Acca. I think that's a great pick.
Right, let's do that then. And then let's cliche circle back. It also means we have a third section and the show keeps to some kind of structure. Okay, second pick then of this week's Acca, joining our first pick of Sunderland to beat Norwich in the Championship. We're going to League 2. It's Grimsby for an away win at Swindon. Got one from the champ, one from League Two. Jimmy expressed a desire to have one from all three leagues, and I'm still on board with his Leyton Orient shout for public information in case they lose, which I wasn't. Anywhere we can go to complete your desired treble.
So we've got to stick in League One.
We don't have to.
You don't have to, but I was just going what you
go
wanted.
National League, go Scottish if you want.
I've got one in League One. Blackpool odds against at home to Stevenage.
That's a lovely bit of acting there, because people will think, oh, right, they've just picked that one. No, actually, you did want this, so yeah, I tried to set him up there.
Did he?
The purposes of audiovisual entertainment.
Yeah, I think Blackpool have been better than the performances, than the results suggest. Performance-wise.
You've been looking at that data again, haven't you?
A long time. No, I'm just parroting what I've heard people say about Blackpool. And they obviously battered Reading last weekend. To you idiots, disappointment. And Stevenage, I said it because I wanted to. Do you remember when I brought Crawley to the table and Storm Dara blew it? What do you call it?
Blew it away, yeah.
Blew it away. Hey-o! Because it was a windy day.
Well, that's what you're going for.
Yeah.
All right,
it was,
cool.
Yeah, but then it blew it away. But Stevenage terrible on the road, create next to nothing. There's lots of underlying data backing that up. At home they've been all right, but I just think Blackpool good price.
Yeah. This is one that we are in agreement with. Interestingly, Blackpool have only played 8 home games this season. They've been a bit skewed in terms of their home and away numbers. I think they played 11 or 12 away from home, so they've got a bit of ground to make up. And that might be why they're not quite in the playoff picture after these extra couple of home games. They might climb back in to that mix. But on the face of it, their record is not great at home. 1-2, drawn 4, lost 2. But 4 of those matches have come against the top 9, and against 10th and the below they are unbeaten, 1-2, drawn 2. The XG process at home actually caught my eye because it's the 3rd best in the league, behind only Birmingham and Stockport. So they really are creating an abundance of chances, limiting their opponents well, just being a little bit unfortunate, as Jim said, with results. Confidence is back though, 3 straight away wins, and a return home full of that confidence. And Stevenage, as you mentioned, they've played 7 away games, which is again a real skew-if in terms of the home away, which is probably why they're 12th as opposed to maybe 16th, because they're a good home side, so they're making the most of the home games so far this season. Won just 1 of 7 away, which was against an out-of-form Mansfield. Lost 4, scored just 3 times in 7 away matches. Second worst attacking process when travelling. I think this is a very good bet, good price. Probably should be a little bit odds on.
I have nothing else to add to this. I'll just...
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Get them in then.
I like it. And I'll tell you for why. Because desperately needing a winner. The treble on those 3 teams is 12-1, which as a nice Christmas... as you can tell, my voice isn't great today. As a nice pre-Christmas treat, that's lovely, isn't it? Get you a couple of drinks, Christmas Eve and Boxing Day and Christmas Day. 12-1 that treble, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, I would quite
me too,
happily.
yeah,
I'd quite happily go for a 4, but you two very happy with the treble.
Greedy.
Yeah, I like to be greedy.
Whoa, steady or no? Steady. Whoa, steady boy.
Yeah,
Easy.
I'd quite
Steady.
happily go for a 4.
Whoa,
Get a big 20-1 for Christmas.
I tried giving you a 20-1 free fold, but you're like,
going in. And then just for reference, on my list I had Sheffield United away at Cardiff, 21-20. Leeds were 8-13 at Cardiff, and Sheffield United are top of the league, ahead of Leeds by 3 points. Data's great. Cardiff, 4th worst team in the division based on expected goals. I think they are a value bet there. You had one from the champ as well, didn't you? You were going to put in the QPR?
I don't. Yeah, potentially. I had it down, but I didn't have any notes.
Fair
I'm
enough.
just going to suggest it, and hopefully someone say that's a good pick. Here's why.
Yes, Jim Rod, you can have that.
If you wanted something shorter, Forest Green 1-2 at home to Aldershot, won 7 of an unbeaten 9 at home, 2 points off top of the game in hand. Aldershot really struggling, lost 3 straight, lost 6 of 11 away. That would be one that I'd thrown as well to maybe boost it. I think you get 17, 18 if you want to boost it. But these two are happy with the treble, so we'll shake hands on a treble.
And the best pick, of course, of the weekend being Oakwell when Leyton Orient are back.
Just out of interest,
better of Barnes.
Joe Townsend, did he message you about this game?
He messaged me. So the reason I'm on this, I wasn't meant to be on this. I was meant to be, rested for the big quiz.
Big one. Wheel him out for the big one.
Yeah. You know, this
E-team.
is a cup game. Nobody's watching this. Full stop. And he kind of said, I think he's at Nativity. I don't think he's in it. I think he's got kids that are in.
One of the wise men, would he?
Yeah.
Surprisingly good. He's so he started looking up, and then he kind of sent me his notes and went, "Oh my god, I forgot I wasn't on this, but here's the teams picked anyway." And one of them was Barnsley, and I went, "Oh, okay, let's have a look at that one." Oh, I don't know about that. Nothing particularly great at home, and I looked into it. And as soon as Jimmy went, I went, "Yeah, it's triggered me." I was kind of like.
You were already leaning towards
I was
Orient,
like that on
weren't
it.
you?
Oh, I don't know. And then
Barnsley.
Jimmy's talking. I was like, "Oh, let's lean more towards the away win." If you wanted to include with the treble, it's 50-1.
Fuck.
With Leighton Orient. There you go.
50-1 for
Does that pique your interest?
Yeah, that has, yeah.
There's
I
your
still won't
Christmas
put them
bracket.
in, but it has piqued the interest.
There you go then. But the treble we have settled on the final weekend before Christmas. We are taking 3 teams for success. They are Sunderland to beat Norwich in the Championship. In League 1, it is Blackpool to beat Stevenage. And then in League 2, it is Grimsby for an away win over Swindon. And as we said there, the treble is at 12-1. Remember to keep it fun, never bet more you can afford, and please gamble responsibly. Make sure you get in touch with us on social media. Search Sport and Life Football. You'll be able to find us that way. Comment in the YouTube channel as well. Let us know your Acca picks, what you think of ours, what you'll be backing. We'll go through the best of those ones next week. And head over to sportandlife.com/football on Friday. Be able to find the link to back that around midday. And if you haven't already, please follow and rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your chosen podcast provider. Christmas schedule.
Oh, yeah.
That's chaotic, I think.
Just a bit.
So we will have episodes on Monday.
23rd.
There'll be shorter versions, of course. We'll just kind of get to it, get what we want to pick. Monday for the Boxing Day fixtures. We'll have Friday for the Saturday fixtures. And I think we've got Monday for whatever the hell New Year's Day.
Is that
Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have 3 episodes. They'll be appearing in your feeds as well, so check those out. We'll try and keep them short and sweet so you can find out the selections. Go and back those for all the festive football. And, of course, Quiz of 2024.
Yes.
We're going to go and record that shortly. That will be out on the YouTube channel and as well through your channels, podcast channels, blah, blah, etc. as well. So go and check that out. Yeah, enjoy all the festive football. You'll, of course, hear from us before Christmas. But, yeah, come on, this is the week. I can feel good about this. This is the one.